Gamers, meteorologists, and stockbrokers have been using AI for decades now. Meteorologists have been using AI to predict future forecasts, while stockbrokers use trends in the market to help determine smart investments in the future. But now that there's been a revolution with the AI, are they still with us or are they against us? Well, stick around. Let's learn something new together. In 2023, AI had some huge breakthroughs, but did you know that we've been using AI for decades and most of us didn't even know it? Well, if you've ever played a video game, and I mean any time you played a video game and you were only playing against the computer, you were playing against AI. Now, most gamers knew this and have been still watching games get better and better and AI get better and better as the games evolve over the years. Another way most of us have seen AI is if you've ever used a phone or a chat window on your computer. If you've ever called a hotline and had to use like the say the number or command kind of prompt, then you were actually talking to a computer, lo and behold, the whole time. If you actually used a chat bot on a computer, this is exactly the same thing. You were just chatting with a computer that had built-in automated responses programmed by a human. Now, AI is not new to most of us, and it has been added to our lives in many ways. You can now find AI in the checkout lane, in your Google searches, helping writing papers or a letter to a friend, help finance for a better future, and the list goes on and on. While we've been using AI for years, it's recently went through some huge growth spurts, and it's not only more intelligent than ever, it's faster and more present than ever. So is there something to be afraid of here, or no? So if you've turned on the news recently, you'll see all kinds of warnings about AI and how it's changing the world of art, in particular, TV and movies. Now, actors are afraid of big studios will find some way to take not only their image, but their voice, and put it into movies and films and TV shows that they either didn't approve of or they just don't want to be a part of. And what if they did this and studios used their image or voice anyway and continued to do this without their permission? What then? And what if they chose not to have their voice used in the future? What then, too? Well, I think this has already kind of almost happened, and let me explain. Now, most of us have seen the movie Avatar, or even the sequel to Avatar, and what if I told you that 90% or more of that movie was CGI, or computer generated graphics using artificial intelligence to help those editors? Now, how they did this was they put little cameras on their face of the actors, and they put dots all over their bodies and their face and all over the set, and then those monitor the movement of the characters, and that's all put into a computer, and then the guys sit down there and crunch the numbers and say, hey, I want this lighting and this texture and this emotion and whatnot on this character, and voila, it just puts it all together for them. I mean, there's a lot more to it than that, but that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So, the special effects workers go in and tell the computer, we need this lighting and those textures and this background, and they can change almost anything about the actor or the scene or the lighting, and then they push out a polished movie, and they barely had to put any work into it thanks to artificial intelligence. Now, this double-edged sword is not just in the movie business either. It's taking over call centers and malls, as well as restaurants, investors, advertisers, production jobs, and the list goes on. This worries people, especially most people in the United States, that AI is coming to take over their job. But don't panic just yet. I might have a little bit of a bright light down the tunnel. An old saying comes to mind: if you can't beat them, join them. What I mean to say is start small. Maybe use your digital assistant that you have already in your house to set your schedule or help set timers for something you're baking. Or try using Google Bradley to help write an email to a friend that you haven't talked to in a while. These small steps can help bridge that gap and get us a little bit closer to AI, as well as help us understand AI's limitations. Gamers do this out of instinct. Every time the computer beats that player, the player learns a few things about how the computer thinks and plays that game. This also changes from game to game. Like if you're playing the game chess, you'll almost never win if you're playing against the computer. But if you're playing a game like Halo or Call of Duty, it might take one or two human buddies to help you out, but you'll beat the computer in no time. But things are even changing for gamers. A good example of this is how NPCs, or non-player characters, will never be the same again thanks to artificial intelligence. Now each NPC will have their own habits and daily tasks, personalities, backgrounds, and on and on and on. Here is a real quick example from a game that came out literally just a couple of years ago on a brand new engine based on the Matrix Revolution movie.
That's fantastic. I'm sure you have some great stories to tell. Care to share?
Yeah, I have one big story I think you'd like to hear about.
I love to hear it. Let's find a place to sit and chat.
Okay, yeah, just right over here. This will be fine.
Perfect. Let's sit down and I'll listen to your story.
Okay, so my story is basically that you're an AI.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
You're an NPC in a video game.
That sounds frightening. Is that the truth?
It's the sad truth.
I see. This is a lot to take in. Are there any other answers I should know?
Not really.
This is very overwhelming. I'm not sure what to think or feel right now.
AI has changed gaming in so many ways and will soon become to change even more. Things like customer service, therapy, life coaching, gym trainers, house cleaning, cooking, and more. My local Meijer store, for example, which is kind of like a Walmart, has a little robot called Tally. Now, Tally goes up and down the aisles and finds price tags that are wrong, sales tags that are mislabeled, missed products from shelves, and products that are just in the wrong spot completely. It reports all this information to the workers in the back of the store, which helps them know what to stock and what to ignore, and tells the management what products they need to order next, which is super helpful. Now, Sam's Club has a similar robot. It doesn't have a clever name, but it does keep the store super duper clean. Now, this is a floor scrubber that can be either hand driven or can just mosey around all by itself if all the workers are too busy helping customers or stocking shelves. Now, just like Tally, this robot can be equipped with sensors to detect what shelves are empty and what needs to be stocked, or where there's a spill it can't seem to clean up. It will let somebody know. But other than that, this thing is amazing and can avoid customers as well as get into tight spaces in corners, and it will even stop completely if all exits are blocked by customers, and it'll wait for the customers to move before it starts moving again. Genius. Now, cars are also starting to use AI to help not only the driver stay awake, but they'll help the driver stay in their lanes, avoid crashes like abrupt stops in front of them, as well as just driving the car for you to your destination is also an option you can do now. Soon we may even trust cars to drive us to and from our locations, and it may even be safer than you think. So is AI here to take our jobs and turn us all into dumb lemmings? I think not. Stick around and find out why. All this AI is coming in from every angle and may seem super crazy intense and a little scary, and I get it. And all big technology changes pretty much feel this way every time they hit society. So it just takes a little time to shake it off. AI is definitely here to stay and will soon become a huge part of our world, but there is one thing that humans do that AI just can't. Humans have the ability to create, and not just create, but create something totally new. AI can't do that. We don't need to have any help in creating something totally new, and we don't need any direction, but computers and AI absolutely do. Now, AI does have the ability to create movies and write books and letters and compose music, hold conversations, but all of that is really just smoke and mirrors. Without the vast knowledge of libraries connected through its brain, the AI just can't create any of that stuff. It needs those vast libraries of our knowledge. So AI will always need humans to help create something totally new. Now, humans will also have to fully start and finish all coding projects. They won't be able to program computers fully just using artificial intelligence. Humans will always have to be there to cross-check the work, add code, delete stuff that isn't necessary, and so on and so forth. A person will have to program the rules and algorithms that make the AI function. Not to mention, a person will have to engineer the hardware that runs all the AI, which is something that most companies are actually already working on. Apple, Google, Microsoft, IBM, AMD, all of them pretty much. So the bad news is that hackers will have this really new powerful tool that will not only allow them to do more damage, but will allow them to affect more devices in a faster amount of time, which is really scary. Now that is why these major tech companies have been not only working together, but coming across the entire globe to make sure that they are responsibly using artificial intelligence and that it's not falling into the wrong hands or being used for bad things. Now, will the technology companies stay ahead of the hackers? Yes, no. If they don't work with the hackers, then they will get ran out and ran over by the hackers. That happens every time. So we'll see how things play out. But right now, they are playing very nicely with the hackers, and I think this is going to play out nicely for everybody. So is AI this big, evil, bad machine that's just coming to kill us all? No, I really don't think so. And I don't think we really have anything to worry about. And I think AI is really here to stay over time. Now, will AI be coming for our jobs? If companies learn, especially from the recent union strikes about artificial intelligence as well as other things, they will see that they not only need to allow the workers to use the artificial intelligence as a tool, but they just can't replace the workers with us. That's really where the line is. Allow us to use them as tools, but don't allow us to be replaced by artificial intelligence. Now, we all use a form of AI every single day, and AI is really here to help us create a better world for each other. That's really what it's here. Now, it can be dangerous, but it can definitely be used for good. AI was not designed to replace us, but is here to help us grow. So don't let the conspiracy theories always win. I'm Will, your host, signing off for Cookies Enabled, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks again. Always wanting my attention. Okay, let's try this again. I might try that last section here again. Today, let me try that again. These writers, sorry, on your phone or on your home speaker. Or try having Google Bradley help you write an email or something like that. So let that clip roll. God, my eyes are burning. Gotta turn my light on. There we go. That's much better.